My friend, we're going to be talking about the sixth mode of the Neapolitan major. Now, the Neapolitan major does have a weird name because it has a minor third. Therefore, it's not so much a minor major. It has representations of that. There are some awesome scales in here. We're going to be talking about the altered dominant today, semilocrian flat 4, whatever you want to call it. This scale is derived by playing the Neapolitan major mode at the sixth scale degree. Just the same way as I'm going to explain this. Ready? Here we go. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, our B diminished, and then we play our C again. Those are all 7 notes of a diatonic structure. C major, A minor. When playing any of our scales, no matter how we play them, we're playing a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if we alter any of those, we get what we call modes. We've talked about a lot of these. Check out the channel or just Google modes. It's a great explanation online. I'm just here to try to shed a little bit of light on what are these modes and what do we use them for. So in this progression, we're going to be using kind of like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. When we alter that in any way, shape, or form, let's say we just keep playing a C major scale from the 6th scale degree here. So C, D, E, F, G, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the key of C and in the key of G and in the key of B, every single key, no matter what it is, when you go out 6 of those to the intervals, how about we just pick D? D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. When we go here and we play that B minor, it will have all the same notes as D. So in the key of C, C, D, F, G, going to A. When we play A and we just keep a C major scale, we would have the note A, we would have B, we would have C, D, open E, F, G, and A. And when we look at those intervals, how they change from just being a whole step, half step between 3 and 4, whole, and then half between 7 and resolve, the 8 or the perfect 8, we would see that the notes that we have to have a half step between 3 and 4. Those don't shift when we're playing the C major scale. So if we start the scale at a different interval, it changes the way the ear hears it. So the first one's called C Ionian, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, G Mixolydian, A natural minor or Aeolian. Most people learn how to play which exhibits a 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and 1. Well, the Neapolitan major mode is nothing more than just a 1, 2, flat 3, natural 4, natural 5, natural 6, natural 7, and 1. So when we play it, gives us the minor with the third, and then wraps it up with some beautiful whole steps in the end. So today's mode is just derived by playing that Neapolitan major at the 6th fret. Not the 6th fret, the 6th note of that scale. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show it through the eyes of C. If we do that, we would get a C goes all the way to a D. D is going to go to an E flat. We're going to have an F flat, meaning we're going to quite literally have a C. We're going to have a D, but it's going to be the open. We're going to be playing our D sharp, but it's going to be called E flat. We're going to be playing an F flat, which is actually an E note. Then we're going to follow the suit and go to a G flat, A flat, B flat, and C. This mode is awesome. It gives you the feeling of, here, let's just play it the higher. We would have like here, hear it? So it's really cool to be able to go from one point of the neck down here and do the higher scales and then move those in progressions. Don't want to get too much into fretboard theory here, but the idea is when we're playing these notes, we could play these over different types of scale chords. We could play them over different types of things and different rhythms. So I just want to throw out one rhythm and then talk about why this semilocrian flat 4 is a really cool altered scale. The altered scale itself, in my opinion, can be played over a multitude of different chords. However, the best to be played over are probably like anything that incorporates a sharp 5 or a sharp 11. The reason being, it kind of reverses these where one becomes the other. You exhibit the flat 5 and the sharp 5 in this scale, and you exhibit the flat 9 and the sharp 9. So it kind of, they feel equal. So when playing some sort of chord like a C7, and you do have like an augment in there, E, C, We could also have that F sharp up top here. It gives us a feeling of like built tension. So one of the modes we can use over the top of that. Hear how that builds a lot of tension? What happens when we use these together with other different scales? We kind of set up our own patterns. So the reason why I do these is to talk about how to practice as well. When practicing, try to do picking over here by doing either economical or altered. Alternating is a great way to go back and forth. So if C, 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 down, up, and then just go to your second note. We're just doing these in 3 note movements. We're doing our C, our D, our E flat, and then we're going back down. The idea is we're gonna use different fingers to get these by doing maybe the open, right? And then our first finger. The concept is to be able to do these in 3 note patterns using the same type of repetition over and over at different speeds, and then maybe do like a 3 note pattern to a 4 note pattern. And then try going up to a 5 note pattern. Pretty soon you'll have all of the notes in this type of mode and these scales. And what happens is when you're playing and somebody hits these chords that you hear out, you have something to draw on other than just your whole tone, half tones, just other than your wholes. It draws on a different characteristic of the scales. And what I really like to do is find what note somebody else might be exhibiting and try and play that note as well and form kind of chords like around them. When we use the notes that are inside of these modes, those chords fit really, really well. I hope you enjoyed this. I did too. Aloha.